Hey, this one's called The Longest Night, a Passover story, and it's by Laurel Snyder and Katya Chien. And it's got really pretty pictures. So I guess Katya Chien is the illustrator, I want to say? Let's see. Yeah, illustrator. Okay. Every morning with the light came another day like night. In the heat and blowing sand, each gray dawn my work began. Spreading mortar thick on stone, I built someone else a home. All around me, eyes to ground, other children trudged around. Nervous shadows glanced my way, but we never tried to play. Only monkeys and some cats ever got to run like that. Now and then a single dove circled high and sailed above. I'd look up and watch him roam as I made my way back home, and I wondered if the air tasted fresh and sweet up there. So what are these kids doing? Seems to me like they're slaves. This is how the Jewish people lived in those times back then when we were slaves in Egypt. When dusk fell, the watchful moon softly crept into my room. Then at once the world was changed, life unraveled, rearranged. First the river bloomed and bled, stained her banks a rusty red. Ema stared across the strand at the wound that split the land, nudged me off to fill my pail from the cistern, safe but stale. Though she sang her sweeping song, something in the tune was wrong. Why do you think it was wrong? Croaking noises filled the air. Frogs jumped high and landed... Croaking noises filled the yard. Frogs jumped high and landed hard, flipping, hopping through the day. Caught one, but he got away. You ever catch a frog? It's so cool. They're jumpy, though. Itching, biting, awful fleas brought our masters to their knees. Strange to see them scratch and fuss, hurt and helpless, just like us. Then the wolves ran through the street, sniffing at our door for meat. That night I had dreams of claws, matted fur, and hungry jaws. Ema hummed her sleeping song, but I tossed and turned till dawn. You think it was nice for the Israelites to see all the Hebrew people all see their Egyptian neighbors made to suffer? I don't know, I always think about that. Gentle lambs and goats grew ill, bleating, breathing hard until great dark flocks of wings above joined and circled near my dove. You see the dove up there? The one white one? Like their beasts, our masters fell. Just how sick, we couldn't tell. Boils and blisters, searing pain made them curse and call in vain. Then my sister set to wailing at the sky, a fire hailing. So I held her best I could, said our house was strong and good. Yeah, it's still scary out there, isn't it? Even if it doesn't affect you. In the distance, whirring wheat, locusts chewing in the heat. That's my locust sound. Promised hunger all year long with their grinding, gnawing song. Strangely, Abba seemed to wait calmly for each harsh new fate, sat and whittled in his chair. I sat too and said a prayer. Night like blindness, thick like tar, from our window stretched so far. We survived that longest night, one small island made of light. Everything else is darkness. On the day we killed the lamb, this is the last plague, Abba wiped his bloody hands, marked the post above the door, drank and ate and said no more, till the saddest sound, so stark, cries like knives that split the dark, cries that found us frozen, numb, woke us, made us rise and run. Where would they be going? Cries that drove us to the square, and the others waiting there. Everyone was waiting there. Waiting for what? In that night, so dim and cold, we all did as we were told. Packed our bread in haste and flew, running from, but also to. Made our way to sifting sands, scrambling feet but clasping hands, thirsting, thrilling, full of fright. None of us were slaves that night. From the mortar and disease, from the silence and the fleas, with our hungry dogs a howl on and into next and now. On we dashed till suddenly we came up against the sea. Ema offered up no song for the waters or the throng. None of us knew what to do. Uh-oh, are they stuck? Till the sea was ripped in two. Till the sea was ripped in two. Walls of water all around made a giant rushing sound. But we charged, we raced, we ran, hurtled out from that hard land. To a sky so wide and free, full of light and room to be, to an endless sunrise spread, pink above us, gold and red. Salty spray was everywhere, sand and sun were in my hair. How I danced along the shore, never having danced before. How I shouted by the sea, long and loud and joyfully. As we found in open air, all our voices everywhere. The end. This is The Longest Night by Laurel Snyder and Katja Chen.